After the recent tuner and patch, a lot of goalies are struggling to adjust and adapt to the changes. It has only been 24 hours since the patch was released, and we all need to give it more time. But I'm going to give you some tentative advice since everyone has asked for it so far. If anything changes, I will release another video to help you guys out and adjust and adapt my own play style so you guys can learn from it. Before we get into the tips, it's important that you understand the reason why this tuner was implemented. Before the patch, gameplay was backwards. Players and goalies were punished for being in good position and making smart choices while they were being rewarded for being in bad position. A specific example of this is when the skater has the puck in the slot. A goalie who challenged the shot and tracked him through the slot would be punished with a movement penalty, and the skater would score against the grain. The same way, if the goalie sat back on his goal line and didn't move, the skater would be punished because the goalie would unrealistically reach his trapper halfway across the crease to save it. The tuner addressed this issue and intended to reward goalies for being active in the crease and also reward skaters for taking shots in high scoring percentage areas. Yes, this means you will get sniped. That's a big part of hockey, and I think it's important that it's reflected in this game. The first significant change is that goalies will be less likely to make a save on the puck they have to reach a further distance for. The closer the puck is to your body, the more likely they will be to save it. This changes the definition of being square and in position to the puck. Before the patch, you could line up the shot with your shoulders and be safe and still be able to save it. Now, you're required to keep your chest square to the puck. This means that you're going to have to be a lot more active in the crease and constantly adjusting your positioning to stay lined up. This leads to the next tip. The movement penalty that existed before the tuner is now gone. You are no longer punished as much for moving around too much. On top of this, the momentum that you used to get when you were moving during a shot has been decreased. Your momentum used to take you halfway across the crease, and now it will be less. Tracking the skater is now required and a viable option, as is challenging shooters when they're in the slot. Instead of getting sniped because your feet were too active, after this tuner you will now see a lot more of those shoulder blocking saves and goalies just getting a piece of the puck but not necessarily making a clean save on it. To build on that, if you are stationary at the back of your crease, you will be sniped. I've seen some top goalies get away with playing deep, but once skaters figure out what they can do with a good shot, these guys will have to change. If a shooter has the puck in the slot, you need to be at the top of your crease and squared up to the puck. Goalies who just started playing in NHL 16 and 17 have never experienced really being sniped. On old gen, if a puck carrier had the puck in the slot and you were too deep, they'd beat you. This is especially true if skaters are using a build like Sniper or Hitting Sniper or any other one with a decent shot. You can still save a clean wrister if you're too deep. However, you basically have to guess what side the shot is going to and make sure you overplay that side, otherwise you're going to get picked. A major concern about challenging the shooter is now that one-timers are open. Yes, that means good plays will be rewarded with goals and bad defense will be at fault. But the elite goalies are still going to be able to stop these, and here's what I've been doing. If you played in old gen, you'll remember how important this tip is, and honestly, in NHL 16 and 17, I kind of got lazy with this because it wasn't really a requirement. Honestly, I think this is going to make me a better goalie because of the tuner. You have to read the puck carrier and what he's doing with the puck on top of knowing who's open and where. The puck carrier tips off a lot of what he wants to do by the way he faces or the way he holds the puck. The gist is, if there's a high chance for a shot, challenge him. If there's a high chance for a pass, lose depth because it's easier to move laterally and save one-timers. If the puck carrier is facing you and is on his forehand, remember to take note of what side that's on. You need to come out and challenge him. This is even more true if he has a clear shooting lane or is alone in the slot. If he is alone and settled, and by settled I mean gliding, you need to cut down the angle. The longer a shooter glides, the better shot he'll be able to get off. If a puck carrier is not facing you or has his back turned to you, immediately come back and lose depth. This is because he's not going to shoot and is looking to pass or create space for himself. If he shoots, he's required to have that spinning animation and the shot will be fairly inaccurate, so you should be able to save it. Once his back is turned, start looking for possible open players on the ice just in case you have to move for a one-timer. If the puck carrier is on their backhand, lose depth. They're just trying to avoid losing the puck and won't shoot, or they're looking to create a passing lane. So you need to be ready for that one-timer again. This is especially true if they cut to the slot on their backhand. They are either looking for an open winger across the crease or behind them to run a backdoor one-timer. They aren't looking to snipe you with a backhand shot, and I can tell you that if they try, you should be able to save it fairly easily. You have to watch them carefully, though, just in case they quickly pull up forehand and try to get a quick release shot off on you, because if you're too deep, it will beat you. Another time to lose depth is when they're on the half boards. This is not a very good shooting spot, and you can be a little deeper. You don't want to be challenging them wildly because they're looking for an open man in the slot. However, if they do shoot it and you're not covering your short side, you could be in trouble, so keep an eye out there. The last tip I have for you is one I'm not 100% sold on yet. Goals that go just inside the post from beside the net have been tough all year long. After this tuner, they're still tough and arguably harder to save. This is because if you are just standing next to your post, the shooter can shoot it in between you and the post. Your only option is to overcommit by moving in front of your post standing up or by hugging the post. An issue that EA is fully aware of is that the post lean isn't as clean as it should be. A viable solution should be to butterfly slide while holding post hug so that you'll seal off the post with your shoulder. However, this isn't the case. The closer you are to the post, the less clean this animation becomes. There isn't a clean animation that exists to help you go from standing to the post lean when you are right next to the post. The further away you are from the post, the cleaner the animation. However, obviously, it takes you longer to move that distance to get to the post and cover that side. Standing post hug may be a viable choice in these scenarios if you can't outright move in front of it. I've been standing up, hugging the post when the puck goes into the corner and the shooter is facing me. This is very uncomfortable for a lot of goalies, and a lot of people are pretty stubborn about accepting the standing post hug. The reason I do this is because I don't want to get sniped short side from the corner, and that would 100% be my fault, and this is the quickest way to come on the post. We all know that it's very difficult and slow to come off the post to save a one-timer, so you have to be wary of that and be actively coming on and off your post. If it makes you feel any better, and you're stubborn about the standing post hug, the best goalie in the game has been using the standing post hug all year, so it can't be that bad, but I do understand why people don't like it. That's it for this video, guys. The tuner is going to be tough on a lot of goalies. Drop-in goalies are going to have to accept that their defense sucks, and that's going to result in a lot of goals. Goalies with bad defense in clubs are going to get punished more. Goalies who refuse to adapt their play style are going to have a tough time, and of course, as intended, goal line goalies are going to be irrelevant. I haven't decided whether or not I think this tuner is good or bad yet. I'm enjoying it so far, but it is still way too early to tell. I think we will still want more speed eventually, but I'm going to give it time to find that out. And lastly, if you ever have a goal go in where you feel you were in good position for it, record it and post it on Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch so you can either show me or an EA developer by posting it on the EA forums. Thanks for watching, guys, and good luck.